Alright, time to do some cleanup. Because now it's time to
Yes.
get all of the collectibles we've been missing. Which also
Well,
means
this is
listening to the tapes.
Yep. If I recall correctly, I think you timed it well enough that you got all the therapy sessions that you can with Joker, I think.
All of them.
Right.
Not just that.
I could have sworn there was more, but nah, that might just be me misremembering. That might just be me conflating more Joker monologues with other games.
You also need to remember, they're dependent on which specific point of the plot you are.
That too, yeah. I think, yeah, if I recall correctly, you went there every opportunity you could in
Yes,
between sequences, so you got them all.
The Gotham police dragged a new patient to the island. They said he was responsible for the disappearance of hundreds of the city's
Remember, this is
vagrants.
supposed to be Amadeus Arkham
As I
talking.
looked at his disgusting body, all scales and teeth, my mind ran free.
Sounds familiar, though.
Malicious punishments to break this monster. Doctors gathered around, poking it, examining it. But only I knew what would cure him, once and for all.
A good dose of therapy, listening, and coping with his problems.
Yeah, the way he was saying that, I thought he was going to burst out into evil laughter at the end.
I'm sure it was meaning someone else which just has some similarities to Killer Croc.
But yeah, call me old-fashioned, but I like a game that lets you complete stuff, you know, within the confines of a story. Assuming that, you know, the extra stuff, it doesn't take place after the story. Now, mind you, if it's for, like, content that's story-wise that takes place after the story, I'm fine with that. I'm just not always the biggest fan of some games that go, oh, sorry, you got to have completed the game to do this or that afterwards. It's like, let me do it in one go if,
They tend
like,
to save
I
it
can.
specifically for the post-game. I guess, you know, in a way to try to have the player something to do, potentially, instead of, you know, accidentally being booted back into the overworld, but with nothing else to do. I guess that was at least the thought process. Like, I don't really care either way.
I'm honestly fine with that, and look, it's no deal breaker for me. There are plenty of games I enjoy that do have post games, even if they don't have extra story content, that I'm fine with. It's just that, you know, if the opportunity is there, I like it if you allow us to do it in one fell swoop, since I feel it helps make for a nice climatic playthrough in that sense. Oh, Lord. Bit fuzzy on that branch there.
There you go, yeah, I already mentioned that Harvey Dent wanted to, you know, candidate himself for mayor. Alright, so let's use this time to listen to the Joker tape.
In the room is Warden Sharp and myself, Dr. Young.
Is this another one of those boring psych-evaluation tests?
No, it's not. So, you're the famous Joker.
In the flesh. So, Doc, you want me to look at the implants again? The first one is a kitten I had when I was a child.
How ironic, considering that in the wake of DC Rebirth, a different version of Rorschach will pop up in the DC universe.
Hey, Sharp! Didn't she get my permanent record? Be quiet, clown!
Every doctor that has ever interviewed claims a different type of psychosis. Everything from multiple personality disorders to, well, the list is endless.
I mean, yeah, he has quite the repertoire.
And you think you can cure me?
Oh, I know I can.
Famous last words.
And then she died immediately upon saying that.
No, remember, Liz, she died because she did not bother to check the safe she was actually trying to open. That's so fucking weird that she was turning out the moment she arrived at the safe.
And, like, she knew Joker already had the formula, so I don't even know why she was bothering with that safe, really.
What can I say? I'm a charmer.
Anyway,
Oh, it sure is.
let's talk about your childhood.
Oh, ever heard of romance, Doc? I don't give up the goods for free. You'll have to try hard.
Don't have to tell Harley or she'll think you're cheating on her with another therapist.
Well, I won't have you wrapped in plastic and left in a gutter.
How nice.
Very nice.
Joker is more interesting than I originally believed. When Project Titan is operational, I believe Joker will be the perfect test subject.
Oh, the irony that you will
Today
say
I thought
that.
I'd skip back to our previous conversations about your family.
Of course. I was born in a small fishing village. I always wanted to join the circus, but my father wouldn't.
I'm sure that's a reference to the plot of the movie, but it kind of escapes me.
I've seen it.
Which movie?
You know, the one fishing village, circus and everything. Like, I don't know, maybe, what's it called? Pete's Dragon? Maybe? I don't know.
Hmm.
It's too much. Then I can help you.
That's assuming he wants your help.
Private notes of Dr. Young. Titan is a success. Even my funding worries have been solved after the unexpected donation.
The important part also with the tapes is that they take place at different points in time. So, you know, just because I showcase one after the other, that doesn't mean that they are, you know, immediately one after the other.
Oh, yes, got it.
You'll hurt my feelings, Doc. Keeping me waiting like that.
Sit down. You can leave us.
You sure?
We're fine. Aren't we, Joker?
Oh, yeah. Well, if you insist. I'm just outside.
Hey. As you, again,
What could possibly go wrong?
if the state of the game, you know, is anything to, it doesn't tell you it already, the security of the island kind of sucked, always.
Enough of that.
Which is ironic
about-
considering, you know, what they say at the end of Origins.
Well, what's this about a patient X?
How do I know you have babies stacked
Yep.
in the basement while you pump them dry? Would you believe a lucky guess?
What a productive tape.
I've been a fool. Joker was behind it all. Easy. Pull the strings to release Bane. I've seen it. It's been blackmailing. He has a crazy plan to create an army of monsters. I want out, but
I also love that she did not bother to mention this to anyone. I guess, you know, she was afraid that she might have got arrested for her experiments, but still.
Dr. Young strikes me as the kind who would have been also too prideful of it, and I think as far as she was concerned, not just her career, but her life might have been over, especially given what we find out later about certain other staff personnel of Arkham Asylum.
another lie.
No, I certainly will, but let's not get distracted with details. So, anyway, I want my monsters.
Send you back the money. I don't want it.
Do I look like I care about money?
I would literally burn half a pile of money just because I can.
Well, then, it won't be funny.
Like I said,
And when he
this
threatens
version-
it won't be funny, you know he's serious.
This version of Joker, like I said, understands the value of money, but doesn't care about them. It's just a case of, you know, means to an end.
Pretty much, yes.
Well, but yeah, well, there are the times where he has to give the money to the IRS.
Oh,
like we
God.
mentioned.
I think they've made that basically a part of the Bat Bible too, that Joker does legit fear the IRS.
It was also to be a reference to, you know, how Al Capone got caught.
Yep.
Alright, now on to the intensive treatment unit.
Sent me a letter. I don't even have an address.
Yep.
Back when it all began, because if you noticed, there was a cell that I noticed but I couldn't scan because I did not have the option at the time.
We
It was
really just left
the
that
cell
body
of
there
the
the whole
Riddler.
time.
It was there all along.
Of course.
They put him so early on in intensive treatment.
Patient interview. Pamela Lillian.
Alright, now
Alright,
on to
Poison
the
Ivies.
Poison Ivy tapes. Yeah, speaking of more incompetent personnel.
How are you today?
Fine. Today is a special day.
What do you mean?
This is the anniversary of my new life. When I found my true self, my destiny.
Are you referring to the event with Dr.
Yeah, again, as mentioned, with the stuff happening with the Florag Man, like in Batman and Robin, did actually happen. You know, even in this continuity.
But I
But
guess but in Batman and Robin, it was played up incredibly
goofily.
silly.
It's funny, it's kind of funny because the Florag Man is also one of those kind of villains that is inherently silly, even if he's deadly. So maybe that's what they were trying to capture with the portrayal of Dr. Voodoo there, but it's just, you know, Joel Schumacher problem with tone that they're playing with his Batman and Robin Batman movies.
10:21 a.m. Hello, Pamela. Yeah, I'd like to go back to something you said in our last conversation.
Ask me anything you like.
You said your first offer
It's interesting how after Batman and Robin, John Glover, the guy who played Dr. Woodrow, would end up being the voice of the Riddler.
And then play Dr. Sivana's father.
And also Lionel Luthor in
Smallville.
Smallville.
But aren't you one of those fleshy sacks?
Yeah, that is true.
Doctor, too. How can you turn your
Like I said, this was in the period of time where they were already retconning Poison Ivy to be connected with the Green. So she believed already herself to be ascended and not being any human anymore. Yeah, those are for later.
Pamela, I got you what you asked
Oh
for.
my god.
Oh yes, Stephen, I love it. Such a beautiful flower. Do you mind if I keep it?
Oh, no, Pamela, I can't leave it. It's against all the rules. I'll just bring it and show it to you when I'm busy.
But it's me, Stephen. I get so lonely on my own. You wouldn't want me to be lonely, would you?
No, of course not. Keep it. Just don't let anyone see. Really. No one.
You can trust me, Stephen. Thank you. Now give me a kiss.
I can't.
No one's watching.
Listen, I don't have a lot of room to talk about when it comes to simping, but you know, as you will learn later, this guy is literally just imbued with the pheromones that Pamela has, you know, to make people do what she wants.
They thankfully do him justice in another villain's set of tapes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I should make a little correction, actually. The whole Riddler thing with John Glover, that was before Batman and Robin.
I feel like this was back in the day where they mentioned that her pheromones were most potent on men. At least more men than women at the time.
Everywhere you have him. We have security footage of you and him leaving your cell last night.
So,
Do I need to spell it out? We know you hypnotized him, or whatever it is you do. We know he took you somewhere. But conveniently, security cameras across the island were mysteriously covered by leaves and flowers and trees.
How very, very convenient.
I'm not saying
At 3 a.m. no less.
what I tell you.
Yeah, she wasn't talking about where he was. Which would be detrimental to his health.
Well, we still have one tape left to listen, but before that I think I want to get inside that vent.
You have to wonder what's going through Batman's mind. Wait a minute, I want to check this very specific vent for some
The
reason.
beast was too strong. His animal savagery nearly cost me my
Engage
life.
physically the beast.
I took my frustrations out on a lone patient. His case notes suggested he was a paranoid schizophrenic. His pleas, as I beat him to death, suggested much more.
So, Amadeus couldn't cure the beast. In fact, the beast nearly killed him, so he took out his frustrations on another patient. Our healer, ladies and gentlemen.
I wonder. Anyway, final tape for Poison Ivy.
So,
He has a wife, a child.
as do the plagues he travels underfoot. The spores he breathes in and destroys have children.
Oh god, Ivy would actually like Marvel now that I think about it.
What is happening in front of your eyes?
what part of Marvel, the weird quote-unquote parody, or that one where they literally have text going over the whole page?
Close,
Specifically the
please.
one with text, because that's the
yeah.
one that complains that microbes and plants have to die.
But we should feel sorry about the molecules that we breathe.
Ivy just unironically complained about the spores we humans breathe that apparently systematically kill plants. Jesus.
Alright, for this one, I need to demolish this wall. If you recall, back when I was in this room, I did not have the explosive gel yet. For the scans of a villain that I wish did show up in these games, but didn't, Maxi Zeus.
And they never brought him into any of the games, which is
We got a
weird.
reference to what he was doing around the time of Arkham City, but that's it.
Yeah. Shame.
What a shame.
I mean, there are a slight few who are referenced here that didn't make it in by night, but Maxi Zeus feels like he would have been perfect to have brought in during night, given what was going on in
I mean,
that
also,
game.
at the very least, he's also, mentioning some capacity with this. I really don't think Tallyman is mentioned at all in any of these games' catalogs, which is very weird, considering how prominent he was
Every
in
day
the
I
animated
found
series.
the patients more distracting. Their insane mutterings and constant twitching disgusted me. There was only one way to cure this evil.
Uh-huh.
Only one way to purify the city and ensure its future. I needed to prepare myself.
Yeah, sure, Amadeus Arkham versus the world, but we saw the portrait. The guy did not really look physically fit for the task, if you ask me. Alright, let's check Harley Quinn's tapes, which will be completely ignored by the time of Arkham Origins. Enjoy.
I'm surprised you want to intern here at Arkham. I've always had a thing for extreme personalities. You can't deny there's an element of glamour.
Oh yeah, remember the other doctor, I think Gretchen is her name, the doctor with the German accent. She's the one, as Joe said, she's the only one who knows, how shit works around here. So she says to, Harleen to watch out.
Two of them will enjoy it too. Be careful.
Come now, Doctor. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
Don't worry, Mr. J. I mean, Doc.
This can't be right.
Believe it, Riddler.
Tatebayo. I particularly like these puzzles where you need to, align. I have no idea how the Riddler is tracking down this one in particular. Like, oh yeah, now I have to trust with Batman. Has clearly solved this one.
So, at least with Dr. Young, the implication was that she was experienced before she took on Joker. Arkham thought, hey, here's a newbie. Let's pair her up with Joker.
Origins will explain why Harleen will be, labeled with these people despite, being a newbie. But like I said, in doing so, it contradicts these tapes altogether because this is supposed to be the first encounter that Harleen and the Joker are having. But in Origin, that context is completely different. And thankfully, they don't really speedrun it as much. But it still doesn't the two things still do not match up. It's more clear that they want to just reference Mad Love with this one, but when it came to Origins, they were like, let's, try to imprint how the way things would have gone in this continuity.
I suppose, to be fair, if we're being technical, these are her Arkham recordings, whereas when she first meets Joker, Arkham's closed at the time.
That's the big problem to begin with. This is supposed to be their first encounter, and it's happening in Arkham, while Origin says, nah, it happened in Blackgate, actually.
I'm wondering if maybe the idea of the retcon was to say that, they're treating this like her.
I gotta also love this, classic type of, extremist that is also religious. Yeah, the priest told me that if it's for a good cause, I should not have to worry about this, so, killings ahead, things ahoy.
Tell me how these
But Tio, Deacon Blackfire told me it was the right way to finally heal Gotham.
Which one? Because we'll have to get to him too.
God.
Again,
You know,
all in
it's-
due time. Let's not
Yeah, in
waste
due
ourselves.
time.
How do you know I haven't
Again,
already?
more speed running towards mad loving instead.
I really do. Even your name. Rework
It actually works very well since this was back when, you know, this was considered something of an extension to Batman the Animated Series, so it helps even more that they got Arlene Sorkin back for this.
One particular thing that I love about the episode Mad Love specifically is its comic adaptation, because yes, the animated series did receive a bunch of comic adaptation. I don't think all the episodes, got adapted, but a few key ones did, and Mad Love was one of them. When Harley does, says her classic scene about wanting to ride, Harley.
Rev up his Harley.
The face that Joker makes in the comic is absolutely priceless. It's literally, I made a terrible decision. Anyway, let's align also this.
Okay, Eddie, you need a hobby if you seriously
That's
set that
literally
up.
his hobby job. He's raison d'etre.
Then he needs to get laid.
always
Oh wait, right.
Yeah, that's also the thing. They never mention it specifically directly, but at least it's strongly implied that this version of the Riddler is a hero ace. He really doesn't care about having, a relationship, and he does not take him at issues. Mind you, don't take this potentially in any positive kind of way. If he has goons that will want to take advantage of a captive, prey, he will be absolutely okay in them doing it. It's just that he's not interested that way himself.
They all believe it.
The police?
The police, the media.
Oh yeah, in the meantime, Joker explains potentially his beef with Batman, but this is once again the Joker we're talking about. You have to take that with a grain of salt. Maybe it's just embellishing things.
I am simply just enlightening the lady on how the entire system is broken, and I am the only sane man in
Yes,
Gotham.
we truly do live in a society.
You understand, don't you? You know why I do what I have
So why don't
Hey.
you be Batman?
Gotham's only real savior.
Well, there actually are a few times where I have tried doing that.
Did it work?
One time it did, another time it didn't. Another was kind of half and half. It depends on the iteration.
And for the last tape, it's pretty clear that it's just, the transformation into Harley Quinn is complete. Again, we don't know really how much time has passed, but it's basically their first true heist together. Not sure why she bothered to record the tape, but still.
Well, being a doctor, she sees it as part of the healing process.
Ah, truly.
We've got ourselves a bat ticket.
I love that the Playco Commissioner Gordon is just an overimposed bust of his 3D model. Not even they couldn't
Hey.
put a 2D image.
Hey, Tio, I know we talk about contradictions, but Origins is one thing. How much does this contradict that Batgirl DLC from Night?
I don't know much considering I don't really know where does it take place.
I feel like that was supposed to take place around the time Harley Quinn was
Like,
starting out.
clearly
But
before the Killing Joke, yeah, spoilers, the events of the Killing Joke did happen in this continuity, because, again, DC has this strange love-hate relationship with the works of Alan Moore, where they hate, having to potentially give back the rights to him, and potentially don't want to reference, but because we are admiring so much as an author, as a writer, they feel compelled to reference his works constantly, and also to have an excuse to reprint them all in all so he doesn't get the rights.
I will give credit where it's due. While what happened to Barbara was terrible, her reinvention as Oracle is actually probably one of the best examples on how you get a character to come back stronger
Anyway.
after a tragedy.
Also, let's get into the Scarecrow tapes instead.
Get down on the ground. We found them. Someone get a medic.
Specifically, this one has him being apprehended, believe it or not, because yes, Jonathan Crane was a doctor. Anyway, by bombing, putting some explosive in Quincy Sharp's office, unprompted because there's no, indication for that, you can actually break the wall. This secret, by the way, was not discovered when the game came out. Rocksteady had to more or less give a hint on their social media account a few months later.
Because, yeah, there's really nothing pointing you towards doing
There
this.
seems to be plans that seems to be
Oh.
connecting Arkham Asylum to a piece of Gotham City.
Specifically, it looks like a good chunk, almost half of it.
And they want to reconvert that into bigger parts of the asylum. How we're gonna do that for the people who actually live there?
Combining Arkham Asylum with half of Gotham City. What, are we making some kind of Arkham
Yeah,
City?
that would make sort of an Arkham City TM.
Dr. Crane has been back in custody for...
Alright, this is, if you want to know, this is the same psychiatrist that had to be bamboozled by Ivy, so now he's getting a second round with Jonathan Crane.
Boy, he got arguably two of the most psychotic criminals aside from Joker. Like,
Let's talk about...
let me put it like this. Joker's the guy who plays at insanity, but Poison Ivy and Scarecrow are, like, legit sick.
Now, I don't know which of these two came first compared to the other, but you would think that after one, the doctor would request some additional security or something.
Okay, given what happens in Scarecrow's one, I'm presuming the Poison Ivy one comes first. I'll explain more once we get to the final tape.
This kind of question bores me.
Oh yeah, again, similar to the main comic, Jonathan Crane is almost quite literally addicted to fear, to the point where he almost feels nothing less. He's got hilariously, in the main continuity mind you, hilariously to a peak in the event Blackest Night, where in that Black Lantern rings, which literally feed on your emotional spectrum, arrived to him and found nothing, because again, he literally was feeling nothing, so he was completely immune to their effect.
Yeah. He also got a yellow ring.
Because of an emergency protocol that the Guardians of Law were getting, yes.
That was so cool how DC characters were getting different colored rings all around. Also, it was one of those weird faces where DC decided... Oh.
He's, speaking of his own death, what Scarecrow is.
Yeah, depending on the continuity, sometimes Scarecrow is also an ex-doctor of Arkham,
Yes,
sometimes he's just his own doctor.
See, Dweebs, the pudding that you ate for breakfast, it was because you were afraid you might have, not made him starve to death. That was, the reason behind your decision, clearly.
He actually does have something of a point, though. One of my favorite Scarecrow episodes from Batman the Animated Series is where Scarecrow actually does an Uno Reverso, and instead of giving people fear, takes away their fears. And you see the consequences of what people without fear
something
does.
important, Professor Hugo Strange, believe it or not...
Who's looking pretty buff here, Jesus.
This is the second oldest running, recurring villain in the Batman mythos, predating the Joker for like a year, I think. The first one, in case you don't know, is a guy called Dr. Death. Yeah.
So let me guess, by taking away people's fear, a lot of them end up doing really stupid stuff that gets them killed.
Incredibly dangerous stuff. In fact, he accidentally takes away Batman's fear, and well, that suddenly makes Batman not afraid of killing. Which is pretty much any criminal's worst nightmares.
Speaking instead of this, now in the tapes, Scarecrow has managed somehow to sneak some of his fear gas into the sessions with the Doc, and has basically, invested him and the security, I think one or two security guards top with it. How?
Because I'm that.
Like, there is, again, it makes you wonder how shitty security has to be for this to happen. Like, the revolving door for people to escape is one thing, it's more, it's how, we get to that point. Like,
well,
sometimes
let's have a
it
listen
feels...
to this final tape.
Working alone, I have created my ultimate fear gas. Its potency, a revelation. They're all over me! These guys. Don't do it! Keyboard. I have pumped enough gas into the medical center to break 100 minds. It should only be a matter of time before...
Yeah, about that.
Give it up. Now!
Yeah, one time Batman shows up in one of his days, by the way.
Who says it's not?
I knew it. What was it like? What have you
And they wanted to reference a bit Batman Begins, of course.
Get this formula to the air conditioning system now. You failed, Crane. Again. I've been working with
Yep,
Dr.
in this
Kellerman.
case, Dr. Kellerman was actually playing him.
He fooled you, Crane.
Oh, are they all pretending to be?
Threatened.
Yes.
Humiliated. Scared.
Ha. But yeah, no, this is why I presume that this happens after the Poison Ivy tape, since I presume Dr. Kellerman wised up that, yeah, some of these villains are just going to do this wacky stuff, so, you know, might as well work with the guy who knows them best, essentially, and lo and behold, he came out over Scarecrow for it.
Alright, now onto the Botanical Gardens. And again, the room that I particularly don't like.
I feel like it's the room we come back to the most.
Because it has quite a bunch of secrets, you know, to collect in it.
Being a sewer system and all, might as well.
And you really cannot get everything in one go. You really do need a combination of specific gadgets to move forward. So the best you can do is collect as much as possible one time and then clean up later.
Dandy. I think we have only one other set of villain tapes left.
Yeah, Victor Zaz.
Wait, no. Oh, never mind, we have two. Because it's Victor Saz and Killer Croc.
Yeah. We just align these well. Again, how did the Riddler do that? Beats the shit out of me, but whatever, cool puzzle.
Because I've lost control of my life.
No, truly. Okay, it reaches a peak in Arkham Knight, but yes, Origins tries to play it up by saying that at the beginning, you know, Edward was more chill, but Batman basically became his obsession. Oh no, so this.
Skin, now a venomous green. The wanton creature.
Okay, no, this something really is not right. He's just describing Poison Ivy at this point.
Clearly, Amadeus Arkham is a time traveler.
Okay, yes, he was into some eldritch stuff as a remnant of the Cthulhu mythos, and to quote epic rap battles of history, Arkham used all that from H.P. Lovecraft. But,
I think it will be time
but
to
no,
see
this
if
just doesn't
green
add up.
wood does, in fact, burn.
Interestingly enough, the alternate universe Batman, the Doom that came to Gotham, really delves into all that.
Yeah, one of the other
stuff.
creations from one of the other Elseworld story made by Mike Mignola outside of, you know, aside from Gotham by Gaslight.
Sitting in the darkness outside of his cell, I watched the crazed twitching, listened to the disgusting words that came from his mouth. How can
You know, Amadeus Arkham must have had a field day with all the gymnastics he must have had to have done to hide these tablets.
Yeah.
To protect the city from.
Alright, now onto the sewer with Killer Croc tapes. As mentioned, the Aaron catches a bit of a beef with him because of the hand, but we will learn that later. And yeah, Dr. Gretchen is the one interrogating. She's more competent than the others, but she still commits one mistake of her own.
Tape to patient, session 2. Patient's name, Waylon Jones, a.k.a. Killer Croc.
So, is this the part where you try and reason with me?
I can see they're definitely taking cues from his first iteration's voice in the animated series. I say first iteration because, like many, Killer Croc got a makeshift when Batman coincided with Superman for the DCAU, and the voice changed notably.
No one's really normal, are they?
How relative.
Figured as much. So, how about this, Doc? You let me go now, and I won't eat you.
You don't
She did not know yet, but as you can imagine, that
Like
might
in-
be a fatal mistake.
Yeah, again, in this kind of, environment, she should at least potentially consider at very least mention that, she thinks he's delusional, but no, she just believes, he's lying.
I think the implications with a lot of these tapes is that this is around when Batman was starting out, so some of these criminals weren't as well known as they would later go on to be. You know, weird thing is, I don't think we ever deal with Killer Croc again in the series. Well, chronologically speaking, like,
Yes,
he's a boss
actually,
in Origins.
there's an Easter egg in City, and he was one of the Season of Infamy villains per night.
I was actually okay. When I say deal with him, I meant in a boss term. Like,
Yes,
I know he shows up
You
in
do
City.
get a boss fight in the Season of Infamy DLC.
Oh,
Like eventually,
never mind then. That's my mistake.
By that time, Batman is strong enough, and he's also backed up by Nightwing. So, even then, the game does showcase that the two really have to work it out.
But yeah, I think part of why I might have forgotten is because Season of Infamy is DLC, and I don't think I dabbled too heavily with the DLC at night back in the
Warner
day.
Bros. Thankfully has this kind of thing where if they put something on sale, it's stupidly cheap, like with Bandai Namco. So these days, as soon as a sale is happening, you can get pretty much the entire package from Arkham Knight at a very ridiculous price.
Let me put things into perspective, Dibs. The Ultimate Super Chocolatey Deluxe Edition of the Suicide Squad initially costed $100. I was able to get that for like $4.95 on Steam.
Time to go, Brock. Get up.
So it's like how I got. It's like how I didn't get it, but I saw Mighty Number 9 on sale, brand new for like a few quid.
Come on, Dweebs, it's the 10th anniversary. Don't you wanna?
Yeah.
It's the 10th anniversary of a lot of things, but I don't celebrate those either.
You know, it's a lovely commentary we did, but I realized we never got around to giving our final thoughts on
Do
that.
we
because
really
we
have
said
to? Like, at this point, do you really want me to scream again in Mighty Number 2 in your stupid eyes, Pun? Because if you want, I can do that, but I feel like it's a waste of time.
You know, the thing is, we said we were going to give our final thoughts when they released the 3DS and Vita versions.
That's not gonna happen.
Patient was classified after a breakout event. Guard Aaron Cash is in hospital.
This is when Aaron Cash lost his hand.
Cash, and in the struggle consumed his left hand.
Yeah.
Cash is lucky to be alive. He lost a lot of blood.
I nearly choked on that bony hand.
You didn't, chomped it enough. Didn't your mother told you, to actually properly gnaw on your food?
And once I get a taste, I want the rest of the meal. You know I mean.
Get him out of here.
So to her credit, after Killer Croc pulled that stunt, Gretchen was like,
but like she
okay.
she needed to arrive at that point. Like, come the fuck on.
As far as I can tell, she at the time didn't have any proof to suggest he actually ate people, which, again, I'm wondering if the implication is that, again, obviously we know in hindsight that's not the case, but maybe originally the idea with Asylum was that, these tapes take place around closer towards the start of Batman's career when a lot of these villains weren't, well, God, as loose as they are now, which says a lot given how they presently are in the game.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we're gonna finish the cleanup just in time the next part to also get to the end of the main game. So see you for that.
See ya.
See you then.